time to travel again. Just don't get kicked off the plane. We'll talk about that shortly. 4th of July is seen as the height of summer travel season. And with much of the world getting back to some sense of travel normalcy, if that's possible, holiday travel is breaking records. Spots in Mexico like Cancun and my favorite Tulum, ooh la la, are trending among the jet-set beautiful crowd. Of course, inflation has made flights majorly expensive, all that money. And overworked pilots are demanding more pay as hundreds of flights get canceled or rescheduled. Some hotels are jacking up prices too, but if you're a big-time baller and shot caller, it's just the cost of doing business, right? With that in mind, where are you headed to this summer? I'll briefly cover some hotspots from a Dallas perspective in terms of distance from Dallas airports and flights out of the 2 major airports in the area. But before I do that, one thing you have to remember when getting on an expensive flight is that you gotta control your anger. Seems simple, but one executive found out the hard way when she wound up on a flight in a seat next to what she said was a crying baby. But that mother insisted in a nice way that her child would not cry the entire flight, but the executive quote-unquote Karen, as she's been described in the media, was not having it at all. So, she got the flight attendant involved, and the flight attendant offered her either another seat or another flight, but the lady did not budge. She didn't like either option for some reason. She eventually sat down in an empty seat, but was furious, demanding the flight attendant to tell her her name so she could file a complaint and make her lose her airline job. Oh boy. I'll let the video clip show what happens next.
He's not going to cry the whole time.
We can put you on the next flight. What? We can put you on the next flight. No, we can't. I have to. Right here.
What's your name?
Tabitha 9766.
Thank you, Tabitha. You may not have a job tomorrow.
I want this lady.
No, I can't.
No, I want over.
I can't, Tabitha.
She was screaming at the video.
I'm not screaming. I'm being quiet now, please. Okay, I'm sorry. I was really stressed out.
Now, Perez's name and image have been removed from the council's official website, and she's been placed on a leave of absence.
So people, let cooler heads prevail so you can enjoy your summer travels. Speaking of cooler heads, airline pilots are frustrated with the cancellations just like the rest of us, according to Condé Nast Travel magazine. Quote, "We're tired of standing in front of our guests and saying we're sorry," says Captain Casey A. Murray, president of the Southwest Airlines Pilot Association. Quote, It's a struggle for us all. We're all in it together. This year's disruptions have been extreme. For example, before noon on Tuesday, there were already more than 2,000 flight cancellations and 12,000 delays, including 505 cancellations and 1,221 delays in the U.S. alone, according to FlightAware. And that's on what is an average Tuesday, unquote. I also saw a clip of a frustrated traveler taking his anger out on a gate agent who responded in kind, oh boy, letting him know to take it up with the airline and not get mad at him. Oh boy. Okay, so on to more positive stuff. Looks like Cancun will have some competition from its neighbor to the south, Tulum, for future travelers. Development is underway for Tulum's own international airport. Yay. That will save travelers the extra hour-and-a-half drive from Cancun Airport that is customary now. The new airport is scheduled to open in late 2023, so set your calendars. Oh boy, I can't wait myself personally. Meanwhile, speaking of Tulum, I booked a flight for Tulum next weekend. Yes. I was last there in 2020, but the tighter restrictions due to the health crisis delayed my return. back to Tulum. Cancun is about a 2-hour flight from Dallas, or roughly about the same as flying from Dallas to Miami. This July, Tulum has record travel based on hotel bookings and sold out flights I've seen, but it's rain season for their jungles. I'll keep you posted on how things are in upcoming posts. I plan to post some pics and videos to a couple of my related Instagram accounts, so be sure to follow. On the other side of the Caribbean from Tulum is the Bahamas. I was last there a few years ago, staying at 2 of the best resort hotels, the Grand Hyatt Baha Mar and the nearby SLS Baha Mar. Both share the same massive, impressive, nice casino, excellent adult-friendly swimming pools, and breathtaking beach views. The SLS has a day party for the grown and sexy, and I loved it. I was high up enough in my swank, bougie hotel room that it wasn't too loud. The music wasn't too loud from up there, and was silent when the patio door was closed. I would go to the patio to hear one of my favorite songs was playing by the DJ. And speaking of that, the vibe from the DJ booth and the poolside bar was vibrant, fun, pulsating, and energetic. But Grand Hyatt was not to be outdone. At night, the world-famous Bond nightclub takes over. And because I was a guest, I got preferential pricing plus no waiting in line. Bond is one of the best nightclubs I've been to, and I had a chance to hobnob with some international big dogs from all over the world. And of course, the ladies were looking very nice. Ooh la la. I hung out with a couple of women during my Bahamas stay. That's what you do, right? That's what I do. And had a chance to mix with the locals, as I like to do when I travel. Talk to the locals, get to know the local customs, all that kind of good stuff. My room there was also very, very nice and impeccable, on a high floor, because that's how our brother rolls. Like the SLS, the Grand Hyatt has several nice, very nice upscale restaurants on the property. I tend to do the Japanese fusion restaurants wherever I go because of the chic vibes and the whole thing like that, but Italian and seafood are not bad either. SLS is currently promoting a summer family getaway for those of you with children. They do have a fun and very impressive water park, so be sure you wear your children out so they can sleep all night long to allow you grown folks to go downstairs and party the night away. Just be sure to have babysitting if they're too young, you know what I mean. Of course, if you hang out at the day party while the kids are at the supervised water park, then you might end up dozing off to sleep anyway, early. I almost did that while I was at the Grand Hyatt, but fortunately I woke up at 11:30 p.m. and Bond nightclub goes on till at least 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness. Flight times from Dallas to Nassau, Bahamas is about 3 hours, about the same as Dallas to Los Angeles, basically. I took American nonstop. Okay, that's it from our Dallas Escape series. Stay tuned for the next summer travel video. Until then, take care, my jet set travelers.